It's a simple read option. He's watching Odengbo on the outside, and when he puts it in Mason's belly, he's waiting to see what he's going to do. As soon as he turns his shoulder, McCarthy knows he has him beat on the edge.
And J.J. McCarthy, who had 10 rushing touchdowns in his 3 years at Michigan, has one in his first start with the Minnesota Vikings. And boy, did he and they hang in there tonight as the lead is 10.
They sure did. I mean, collectively. The defense did, the offense did, the coaching staff, everybody to get themselves in this position right now. You can't say enough about J.J. McCarthy. I mean, things were not going well at all. He was under duress, playing on the road, tough environment, Monday Night Football, and yet he hung in there, and Kevin O'Connell kept feeding him the football and let him kind of settle in, and he was able to do that. But, Joe, right now, I mean, for the Chicago Bears, and short of a miracle, if they don't win this game, how they're going to leave this field tonight, knowing that they let one get away, because they were in total control at one point.
Vikings with 3 straight touchdown drives, and they've outscored the Bears so far in the fourth quarter 21-0.
You know, the other part of this, Joe, is really Minnesota, their surge and McCarthy really coming alive began after the pick six.
Tonight's game recap is brought to you by NBA 2K26. Here's the pick six and the 74-yard return by Deshaun Wright. He's trying to fire up his young players or his offensive line, and he finds Justin Jefferson in the end zone. He found Aaron Jones, who took it into the end zone, and then he takes it in himself, outscoring the Bears 21-0 in this fourth quarter.
It's pretty hollow as a young quarterback when you're talking to offensive linemen after you've thrown a pick six, but that group's going to look at him differently this week at practice. You know, he delivered for them when he had his back against the wall.
Williams for Kmet. And they're saying that's a catch.
It sure looks like it, and one heck of a catch at that.
Bears have only one timeout left. They're down by 10. And he caught it.
That's amazing. He didn't get a lot of opportunities last year, but he caught everything in his direction.
Here's one to the end zone, and DJ Moore was open but overthrown, and that stops the clock at 2:26.
Boy, he just had his eyes in the wrong place. He was looking in the backfield, or looking in the flat, I'm sorry, and to Zacchaeus here, who goes here, but then he misses DJ Moore. Immediately, Williams is looking to Zacchaeus, and because he's looking to the flat, he doesn't see the corner sit on it. Otherwise, the ball comes up a lot quicker.
There's the 31-yard catch by Kmet. Just phenomenal. And it's second down and 10. Sideline and incomplete for Swift. And now it's third down and 10.
Here's another look at that play. You got Zacchaeus coming here, and then DJ Moore comes off the ball. And you see right on how much room there is. He was just late getting to it, and I think when he was late, then the ball sails on him instead of him making an accurate throw. But, boy, that should have been an easy one. And then you've got a touchdown and still over 2 minutes left to play.
Third down and 10. Down the middle, Williams got hit as he let it go. There's a flag on the far side of the field. And this looks like illegal contact.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, number 7, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Against Byron Murphy, who's working against Adunze. And Williams, under heavy pressure, got his arm hit. Bears have to be thankful he's okay. Hand got hit, arm got hit. Here's the penalty on Murphy. Riding him up the field. First down, gets hit again, and there's more. Ball's out. Flag on the play for the hit. And there's a flag in the secondary as Ivan Pace got through and hit Caleb Williams. There's two separate fouls here.
Yeah, they're both going to be against Minnesota, it looks like. But Caleb definitely, he got hit late or hit up in the head and neck area. You can see the pressure on Pace coming right up the gut. And he comes right into the headgear of Caleb. And then there's on the back end.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 0 of the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And then there was the hit on DJ Moore. After the ball was placed somehow perfectly by Caleb Williams, he gets hit. But they're going to call it on the hit by Pace to give Chicago 15 yards, the automatic first down, and they're still checking on DJ Moore.
Yeah, they're going to talk about that penalty. That was a big hit, but it did not look like it went to the head and neck and, you know, to a defenseless receiver.
Correct. The contact was the shoulder up to the shoulder, and there was incidental contact to the neck area, so they threw the flag, but they decided to pick it up, but they still had the roughing the passer, so it's still going to be a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
So just one foul on the play on the hit by Pace.
Game clock. Thank you.
And they're going to put time back on the clock. There's 2 minutes, 12 seconds left. And the ball is inside the 15. Again, only one timeout remaining for Chicago. DJ Moore able to get up. He's been an Iron Man for the Bears. No missed starts with Chicago since he was traded here in 2023, DJ Moore. And he is still getting attention.
Well, we hope that he's okay, Joe. You look at the situation right now in this ball game, and, I mean, with one timeout, them scoring before the 2-minute warning is huge. And it's a 2-score game. So even if they were to settle for a field goal here before the 2-minute warning, it affords them at least a chance to try to do something, you know. But if this gets below 2 minutes, they're gonna lose a lot of valuable time with no timeouts of their own to stop the clock.
Yep. Well, the offense is out there. Moore is to the sideline. And for now, they'll try to strike into the end zone here with 2:12 to go. Four-man rush. Caleb Williams steps through, looking for the end zone. He's no signal yet. The officials come together. Touchdown.
Rolling on the field, touchdown.
We've seen it throughout the night, what he's able to do with his legs. This is an outstanding job by him. Take a closer look.
Contact, number 7 of the defense. The penalty is declined. Touchdown.
They did throw the flag. There's a lot going on. They threw the flag on Byron Murphy. Caleb Williams looks to be out of bounds.
The previous play is under review.
He is definitely out of bounds, and the ball is just short of the goal line when he first touches out of bounds. I expect that they will reverse this to short of a touchdown.
Well, Ben Johnson has kept his offense out there. So they're anticipating that.
After replay review, the ball carrier is out of bounds with the ball at the half-yard line. It's first and goal.
And again, there's 2:04 left, trying to come up with a quick score before the 2-minute warning. Meanwhile, DJ Moore went back out there, so he was good enough to continue in this game. That's good news for Chicago.
No doubt.
He just came back off the field, and it'll be first down and goal from just outside the end zone.
Half the distance to the goal.
So now, because it wasn't a touchdown, they're going to move the ball half the distance to the goal, which is
report is eligible.
Inches away and inches closer. And it'll be first down and goal.
First and goal, and then they added a second also on the clock. Instead of 2:04, there's 2:05.
Frustration for Ben Johnson. He's only got one timeout in his pocket. They need to score right here, right now. They fake the pitch, throw it wide open, touchdown to Dunze. With 2:02 to go. And they get it done outside of the 2-minute warning. And the extra point to follow. And then it'll be incumbent upon Santos to boom it out of the end zone.
That's right. Yeah, that's the key, because otherwise it doesn't much matter, but he's going to have to boom one.
First things first is the extra point. And it's a 3-point game.
The other option, Joe, is if he kicks it out of bounds. But those 2 seconds, they're precious.
Welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Joe Buck, Torrey Aikman. Just a complete reversal. I mean, we were coming on camera the last time at the end of halftime, and it was one-sided, all Chicago. And since this fourth quarter started, it's been all Minnesota. And credit to Kevin O'Connell for keeping his team in this ball game.
Yeah, he really has done a great job. He's done a great job ever since he got to Minnesota. But to keep the young quarterback in the ball game and keep his head clear, and for him to come out and respond the way that he did. And again, I mentioned it moments ago that I think Kevin really did a nice job, especially those 3 scoring drives. But he's such a great play caller for any quarterback. But how fortunate is J.J. McCarthy to be working with him, and what a job J.J. McCarthy. There's going to be a lot of tough moments over the course of a career in this league, and he saw it tonight. He kind of went through it all, but he hung in there and did a nice job.
All right, so they got the touchdown with 2:02 to go. And you cannot allow any time to come off the clock with any kind of a return right here.
Or will he? Yeah, I was going to say they lined up. They've already decided it. He could have tried the onside kick,
but they would have to declare it. They have not declared that, so he's got to let it fly. And a decision by Ty Chandler, which is a good decision. And that gets this game clock inside 2 minutes, so the Bears do not get that extra stoppage with 2 minutes left.
You see Kevin O'Connell, he gave him the fist pump, said did exactly what you were told. Bring it out of the end zone if you can. And
what a night for J.J. McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell, and the Vikings. They've got the ball. 1:55 to go. Up 3.
Hi, I'm Scott Van Pelt, coming up on the Nationwide postgame after this game wraps up. One of the stars of the game, from which team will it be? We'll visit with Joe and Troy afterwards as well. This game, fellas, has changed dramatically in this second half. Look forward to talking to you when this is done.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a flip of a game script like this since, I don't know, last night. with Bills and the Ravens. The way that thing turned within the last 4 minutes of that ball game. And now it's a 21-7 fourth quarter with the Vikings pulling out in front now by 3. 1:55, only one timeout remains for Chicago, and we'll show you Ty Chandler getting help from the sideline about taking that kickoff out of bounds a moment ago. Here's Mason. He's had a nice night. And look at the eyes of Chandler. He's checking with the sideline. And who does he find? Kevin O'Connell over on the sideline saying, come on out, Ty. We need to get this game clock under 2 minutes.
That's pretty good. I just wonder if Kevin O'Connell told him before he went out, hey, you look to me if you catch this ball and I'll tell you what to do.
Like a third base coach.
That's right. You talk about these great games around the NFL. Last night, of course, with Buffalo and Baltimore, and then this one. Yeah, the NFL's put America back on the edge of their seat.
Yeah, here we are again. And for Kevin O'Connell and his Vikings are involved in another one-score game. They were 9-1 in one-score games last season. Second down and 7. Bears are out of timeouts. Mason is tackled immediately by Brisker. No gain on the play. It'll be third down. So this will take us down to about a minute remaining. Run another play, and then
you're looking at if they keep the clock running, which I got to believe they're going to just hand the ball off. You're talking about punting roughly around 15 seconds or so.
Vikings have all 3 of their timeouts left, and Kevin O'Connell, it appears, will use one now.
First charge timeout, Minnesota. 30-second timeout.
When we talked, Troy, with Kevin O'Connell, he talked about trying to get more physical. They went out in the offseason. They revamped the interior of this offensive line. It took a little bit of time in this game for them to start flexing their muscles, but they got more physical in this second half, and it was that offensive line that got the ground game going, which then opened it up for the first-year starting quarterback, J.J. McCarthy.
You know, especially considering what happened last year to end the season for the Vikings, and when they got mauled by the Rams and gave up 9 sacks. And one of the first things out of O'Connell's mouth that day at the press conference was that they needed to get better up front, and so didn't look so good early. You know, Chicago was winning that, but for them to come around the way they did was impressive.
Handoff is to Mason, and Jordan Mason going to bring up fourth down as he gets a couple over the left side. Vikings will let it go all the way down. Likely spend another timeout. And then it will be the defense of the Vikings out on the field, the offense for the Bears in a 3-point game, but a long way to go with no timeouts. And just one note about McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy is now one of 2 players to throw multiple pass touchdowns in their debut. McCarthy tonight, Fran Tarkenton in the first game in Vikings history in 1961. He came off the bench. The opponent in both games, the Chicago Bears.
Well, no offense to the Chicago Bears, but that's pretty good company anytime you're compared to Fran Tarkenton. But I mentioned it a little bit earlier. This team's going to look at J.J. McCarthy a lot different this week. When you've got a guy who has yet to play, you know, there's a lot of unknowns in that locker room with the veteran players especially. We showed him talking to the offensive line after he threw the pick 6. And I also know, because I've been on that end of it, to where those linemen kind of look at you with an empty stare, and they're not really thrilled to be hearing from you many times. But the way he responded to that, he gained some trust and confidence in that locker room. It's going to carry him a long way.
Wright will boom it. Running back and taking a safety who's on the board as well to take more time off the clock. There's 9 seconds left when we talked to J.J. McCarthy, and we're 9 seconds away from the end of the game, so time running out on the Bears. There's a brightness to him. He's been described as an old soul. His parents, Jim and Megan, obviously did a tremendous job for this young man who has been dialed into the sport of football since he was a young boy, working throughout high school at Nazareth Academy, the Roadrunners. Won a national championship at Michigan. He and his partner are going to be parents later on in this month. He's got a lot going on. He's 22 years old, and barring the incredible, he will start his NFL career 1-0 with a road win in the stadium where he's leading on his Bears.
You mentioned the incredible Ben Johnson and the trick plays and the things that he dials up. We'll see what he has for this situation right here.
That's what it's going to take, and this ball hits DJ Moore, flags on the play, and Moore gets hit out of bounds, and we're down to 5 seconds left. I don't know if that was supposed to be a direct snap to DJ Moore or what that was.
Not quite what I was expecting.
Illegal shift, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
And it just takes more time off the clock. I think the Bears are going to wonder what hit him.
Yeah. They're going to walk out of here short of a miracle right here and wonder how they lost this football game.
5 seconds left, no timeouts. The defense pushed back. They've got safeties back on their side of the 50.
They got their hands team out here now.
It's Odunze. It's Moore. He's got to get rid of it. He does. And Manungai can't make a play, and that's it. The Minnesota Vikings will start this season 1-0 with this strong comeback and a win on the road here in Chicago. Kevin O'Connell starts 1-0. Ben Johnson, the rookie head coach, 0-1. And J.J. McCarthy back home in Chicago gets the win. We asked him about all that memorabilia that he collected as a kid. He said, that's all gone now. I consider Minnesota my home.
Kevin O'Connell wasn't really in the mood to hear about his coming home either.
No. He said if he's worrying about where he grew up and where he saw his first game when he was 4, he's thinking about the wrong stuff. I mean, we can talk about it.
Yeah, come on. That's what we do.
Let's send it down to Lisa Salters. Lisa.
JJ, your NFL debut here in your hometown, your family in the stands. You said you weren't going to think about any of that until post-game. Now here you are. Just what's this feeling like to you?
It's surreal. You know, your first NFL win, and, you know, I just can't be more proud of the guys up front. The defense, they were, you know, it was struggling the first half for us offensively, and they had our back, you know, in the kicking game, punts and all that. So I just want to say my thanks to my team right there.
You said that the game wasn't going the way you would have liked, and you threw that pick 6, and then it seemed like everything changed. What started to click for you?
Honestly, you know, we were just figuring it out. We were playing one play at a time, and, you know, Coach O'Connell got us in great play calls, and we just executed at the end of the day. So, yeah, it just came down to execution.
When things weren't going well, what was the issue?
You know, it's just all 11 being on the same page. I feel like, you know, it's game 1. There's a lot of things we got to clean up. But, you know, I was really, really proud of how we responded because there's going to be a lot of gritty games in the future.
Yeah, and again, even when things weren't going well, we could see you on the sidelines, rallying the troops, talking to your O-line, talking to your receivers. What were you saying to them?
That we got to believe. You know, that's one thing that we can do is control the controllables, and our belief in, you know, going out there and executing that next play. And, you know, it's as simple as that. We got a great group, and everyone was on the same page with that.
JJ, this is game 1 of what will hopefully be a very long career for you. But what do you think you will remember most about this night?
Getting the win. That's what I remember most. You know, just being here in the hometown, you know, it's a dream come true. And, you know, to all the kids out there, it's possible. And, you know, I just love my guys and can't wait to go to war next week.
Congratulations and welcome home.
Thanks so much, Lisa.
Joe.
Lisa, thank you. J.J. McCarthy, thank you. He won a national championship in Michigan in 2023 at 20 years old. He missed all of last year with a knee injury. And here he is making his NFL regular season debut. They hung in, came back, and got a win. Final score, Vikings 27, Bears 24. For most of our ABC viewers, your local news is coming up next. For our viewers on ESPN, the Monday Night Postgame presented by Nationwide is next. Vikings 1-0.
Joe, thank you very much. On the way, Sports Center. And one of the stars of the game will join me right here on our set. Ryan Clark will be here as well with the keys to the game and what changed in the second half for McCarthy and Minnesota. As Joe was just mentioning, for those of you watching on ABC, your late local news is next. If you're with us on ESPN, sit tight. Nationwide Post game is coming in just 90 seconds. Vikings get the win. Big second half comeback.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.